What's up, guys? Chris over here at Cover 7. Again, real quickly, just want to say thank you to everyone who's liked, commented, and subscribed to this channel. Can't tell you how far that goes on a small channel like mine. And I feel like I have to say this before every video. Yes, Iowa fans, I don't claim to be a college football expert, analyst, or insider or anything like that. I try to give the most unbiased opinion as I can. Yes, I'm from Nebraska. I don't hide that fact. But I am a college football fan first and foremost. So again, guys, if you really want to help the channel out, give this a thumbs up. It goes a long ways. It takes 2 seconds, and it's completely free. So with that being said, look, we got a really good game here in the Big Ten, and I'm going to start this video off with something I haven't ever done before here, and I kind of want to make my point here because this really pissed me off last week, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, so just bear with me, especially Iowa fans. If you're listening, I want you to take home what I say here. Look, I made a video last week about Oregon and Iowa. I took Oregon to cover. They didn't, but they did win the football game, like I said. Am I right sometimes? Yes. Am I wrong? Absolutely. I'm a human being. At the end of the day, though, the comment section from the Iowa people was absolutely ridiculous. By the way, just because I'm a Nebraska fan doesn't mean I can't talk about Iowa football. If that applied to you guys, then you couldn't talk about Iowa State, Illinois, Missouri, or anybody else in the country. That's a human potato level take. I get, doing these videos, that I do for free, by the way, because I love college football. I get that, it comes with the territory, right? You're always going to have that 10% of people that, leave some stupid ass comment like, oh, this guy's biased. He hates this team, whatever. At the end of the day, I have to pick a winner and a loser on here, and I do have the balls to come on here and do so. Am I right all the time? No, don't claim to be. Not one freaking time. But with that being said, man, if you really want to know my thoughts about Iowa football, because I am from Nebraska and I've probably watched more football in my lifetime than you, I actually respect the shit out of Iowa football. There's only one fan base and one football team I absolutely cannot stand, and I'm very vocal about it. I just happen to not cover them this year because they're absolute dog shit. I'll let you figure out who that team is on your own here, but I do respect Iowa football. They actually are what my Huskers were years ago. They're a team that wants to play you in a phone booth, great lines of scrimmage, great defense, run the football. I have a ton of respect for Kurt Ferentz in that program. I really do. I have nothing against Iowa football. Believe it or not, yes, I live in Nebraska, and I've lived here my whole entire life. So with that being said, I want to say thank you to everyone who has liked the show, subscribed to the show, fans of the show from other teams. Believe it or not, I have a ton of other people on this channel that are fans of other teams, Oklahoma, A&M, Missouri, Michigan, you name it, Alabama, and they're great people. I've got to learn a lot about their teams, and that's what this channel is about. I don't come on this channel shitting on other teams. That's not what I'm here for. There's plenty of channels that will do so. There are also plenty of channels out there that will blow smoke up your ass and tell you that your team is the greatest thing on the planet. That's not what this channel is about. I'm here to just talk football and make friends essentially on the internet that are fans of other teams. And that's all I'm here for. So with that being said, I apologize for the long-winded rant there, but that was the first time that had happened on this channel in 70 videos where I had a fan base that was that negative, and it was just absolutely disappointing. I'm like, holy shit, dude. If you're that upset because I'm from Nebraska, just don't click on the video then, I don't know what else to tell you. But with that being said, let's talk about it here. We got Iowa 6-3 on the year. The only losses were to Iowa State, week 2, Indiana, and Oregon. The Oregon game, if you're from the Midwest like I am, man, that was an awesome freaking game to watch. I knew it was going to be a good game, but the weather added to it, man. Wet, rainy, cold as shit. Both teams could run the football, great defenses, pretty good quarterback play on both sides. Unfortunately for Iowa, they came up a bit short. Dante Moore made one hell of a throw in that game to set Oregon up for that field goal. So, on the other end, the quarterback for Iowa, and I'm going to mispronounce his name, is it Mark Gronkowski? He impressed me quite a bit. I know Iowa doesn't throw the ball a ton, but he did make some huge throws in that game. Oregon, by the way, does have the number one pass-rated defense in the country. It's not like you can just throw the ball for 1,000,000 yards on him, no matter how good your quarterback is. It doesn't work. He was 10 of 18. He had 138 yards and 1 touchdown. Obviously, Iowa wants to run the ball. They're led by running back Kamari Moulton. Look, he's pretty good. I was pretty impressed with him. He's got over 500 yards on the year. He's averaging just north of 5 yards per carry. That's really good, along with 2 touchdowns. Now, Gronkowski is a huge asset on the ground as well. He likes to run the football. That's what he does. As far as the pass catchers from Iowa, I was actually pretty impressed with them, even though they don't throw the ball a ton. Sam Phillips, Jacob Gill, Caden Weegan, along with the tight end DJ Vonheim, are pretty damn reliable pass catchers. So as far as the ranks go here, like I said, these are paper stats, right? I get the game is played on field. Iowa ranks 120th in the country in total offense. They are 48th in rushing offense. They are 131st in passing offense. They are 36th in sacks allowed. They've only given up 13 on the year, so pretty good there. Like I said, the numbers aren't sexy with this Iowa offense. Excuse me, I can't talk today. But this is Iowa football, if you know what I'm talking about. They win the turnover battle. They run the football, control the clock. That's what they do. They also, another thing they do really well is play defense. Yes, it's really good this year. Iowa ranks 4th best in total defense. They're 17th versus the run, 5th best versus the pass, 78th in the country in total sacks. They got 17 on the year. Okay, with that being said, let's talk about USC. I've watched these guys a ton this year. They're 7-2 on the year. Their only losses were to Illinois with the last-second field goal a while ago, and then Notre Dame a few weeks ago. Now, they did beat Northwestern Friday night 38-17. That was kind of a weird game. We all know Lincoln Riley, and I'll be honest with you, I may not be the biggest fan of Lincoln Riley, but boy, I sure respect the shit out of his offensive coaching abilities here. USC, even when he was dating back to his time at Oklahoma, this guy just rolls out Heisman-type candidates at quarterback, and they are always in the top 10 in every single offensive statistical category every year. Nothing's changed there. Quarterback Jaden Mayava, this dude is really good. He's 2nd in the Big Ten in passing yards. He's 6th in the Big Ten in touchdown passes with 17. He's only thrown 6 picks on the year. Where I'm really impressed with this USC offense is the running back here. King Miller, if you don't know who he is, I believe, and USC fans can correct me down in the comments, this kid was like 3rd or 4th on the depth chart to start the year. A couple injuries, now he's starting. This dude is still averaging 8 yards per carry, which is ridiculous. He's really good. That offensive line is really good. The wide receiver room, Makai Lemon, I keep telling people about this kid. He's an absolute monster. 11 catches for 161 yards, 1 touchdown versus Northwestern the other night. Jacoby Lane on the other side of the line here, or excuse me, on the opposite end of the football field here. He's just as good. Tight end Lake McCree, really good tight end. And one thing Mayava loves to do, spread the ball around, dude. He will get everybody involved. That makes it tough for defenses to key on just 1 or 2 players. So as far as the ranks go, they're impressive. USC is number 2 in the country in total offense. They're 22nd in the country in rushing offense. They're 9th best in passing offense. They're 17th best in protecting the quarterback. It's hard to get to Mayava. They do a good job. Like I said, USC's got one of the better O-lines in the country. As far as the defense goes, and I'm not going to lie here, like I said, Lincoln Riley, this is where I usually harp on his ass. But they've been better this year. I will say that. They're 48th in total defense. They're 60th versus the run, which I think Iowa can exploit, by the way, in this game. They're 51st versus the pass, 18th in total sacks on the year with 24. USC can definitely get after the quarterback. I found that out as being a Husker fan a couple weeks ago. They do a good job getting pressure. All right, while you guys probably clicked on the video is the prediction part here. Look, I hate to do it to you again, Iowa, but hear me out here. I lean USC here. I will say this, if this was the betting video that I normally do, I would take Iowa in the points here. I do think they can win this game outright. There is a chance. I actually think Iowa keeps this close. But the reason why I lean USC to win this football game, one, it's at USC. Iowa is a little bit different team on the road than they are at home. That goes for most teams out there. USC hasn't lost at home this year either. And like I said, USC, I believe, has won 7 out of the 10 all-time meetings here between these two. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I thought I read that, so I'm going to throw that out there as well. But I give Iowa the special teams edge. Their special teams is absolutely amazing. I give them also the edge on defense, even though I did mention USC stats. On paper, they're not that bad. They're not great. They're not Iowa great, but they're not too bad. But where I have USC here is just the offense, man. They're so goddamn balanced on offense because they can run the football, and they've been able to do it against good defenses, bad defenses. They can throw the ball when they need to. Mayava is a veteran quarterback now. The 2 receivers are a problem. I just like this offense a little bit too much in this game. Like I said, I honestly believe this will come down to the fourth quarter. I think this will be a lower scoring game. So if you like the under, I could see that coming or hitting as well. So like I said, Iowa, I think in order for them to win this game, they're going to have a couple big plays, maybe a special teams type touchdown, something like that. And they can do that. It happens. We've seen Iowa pull off upsets. But, man, if this game was at home for Iowa, I would probably pick Iowa in this game. I'm not even kidding. But the fact that they got to go on the road, travel out west, always kind of a tough thing to do here. So, with that being said, guys, I got the score USC 29, Iowa 20. I think it'll be a really good football game, which I'll be looking forward to watching. So if you made it this far, guys, and you're one of the good Iowa fans or just a fan in general, man, I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you next time.